A different language is a different vision of life.
Hello children, today we will go through a new chapter, subject predicate. A sentence is made of two parts, subject and predicate. Subject. The doer of an action or a person or a thing that we talk about in a sentence is called the subject. So children, we can say that the subject usually refers to a person, a place, an animal or a thing. So to find out the subject in a sentence, we identify the verb and ask a question by putting who or what before the verb. So the subject of a sentence can be a noun or pronoun, right? For example, my flight has arrived just now. John is a musician. In these sentences, my flight and John are subjects because we are talking about my flight and John in these sentences. Predicate. The part of the sentence that tells us something about the subject is called a predicate. We can say that predicate tells us something about the subject. For example, my flight has just arrived now. So in this sentence, has just arrived now is predicate part because it is telling something about the subject, my flight. John is a musician. In this example, is a musician is predicate part because it is telling something more about John, right? The placement of subject and predicate may vary according to the kinds of sentences. So children, you know that there are 4 kinds of sentences. So according to the kinds of sentences, the placement of subject may vary, right? Declarative sentence. The subject is placed in the beginning of the sentence in declarative sentences and rest part of the sentence is considered as the predicate. So, we write subject in declarative sentence in the beginning of the sentences, right? For example, rainfall is essential for a good harvest. Trees are instrumental in preserving the ecological balance. So children, you know that these 2 sentences are declarative sentences. And in these sentences, we have written subject, rainfall and trees in the beginning of the sentences. Right? Interrogative sentence. The subject comes after the verb in interrogative sentences and rest part of the sentence is considered as predicate. For example, is Ben coming tomorrow? Why are you late today? So in this example, Ben is the subject that is written after the helping verb is, or you can say that Ben is the subject that is written between helping verb and main verb. So the placement of subject is after the verb. Now in this sentence, why are you late today? You is the subject that is written after the helping verb are. So you can see that the placement of you, that is subject, is after verb. Right? Imperative sentence. The subject is implied in imperative sentences as the second person of pronoun you. For example, be careful while crossing the road. Please bring a glass of water for me. These sentences are imperative sentences and in these sentences we implied subject you, right? So we can say that you is used in the sentences as subject. They are not written but they are implied, right? exclamatory sentence, the subject comes before the verb in exclamatory sentences. Now see how. For example, how beautiful the rain is. What a lovely day it is. So you can see that these are exclamatory sentences because these sentences show sudden feeling, right? So the rain and it are subject of exclamatory sentences and they are written before the verb is, right? Sentences that begin with here and there. The subject comes after the verb in the sentences that begin with here and there, and the rest part of the sentence is considered as predicate. Now see how. For example, there are dark clouds in the sky. You can see that this sentence is begin with there, and we have written dark clouds as a subject after the verb. In the second example, here is a bunch of keys kept on the table. So you can see that a bunch of keys is the subject that is written after the verb is, right?
Good to know. What we talk about in a sentence is called a subject. The subject always precedes the verb in a declarative sentence, right?
What we talk about the subject in the sentence is called predicate. The predicate can be made up of only a verb. The predicate may have an object. The predicate can also be made up of a complement. There must be a verb in the predicate. So it is necessary that every predicate must have verb, right? Thank you.